Alright, so I was not gonna make a video about any of this or say anything, really pertaining directly to what the hell's going on because everybody else is doing it, right? Hold on, real quick. My bad. Yeah, I just wasn't gonna do it. Everybody else is talking about it. The people that need to talk about it are doing it. Um, I just wasn't gonna. I wasn't gonna talk about it. So I woke up this morning, did my whatever I do daily routine and shit. All right, let me go do the podcast real quick. Download it, publish it or whatever, put it on YouTube and Facebook and all the good stuff, right? But then I get on Facebook. Oh man, let me just scroll through Facebook right quick. And one of these videos, well, this video specifically about Nick Wright, popped up, and I'm gonna just let y'all hear it.
And Kevin, that's because you have the gift of empathy that unfortunately so many people don't have. And I obviously don't know the lived experience of Brandon or Chris. I'm also a white man in America. But I have a somewhat unique perspective because I've raised a black son. And this is the Dom Smith. If you're watching the very beginning of the show, I almost started the show crying because the Dom Smith thing guts me. Because I'll try to be as quick as I can here. It's 2015 or 2016, pardon me. I'm living in Houston, Texas, and I get a handwritten death threat to my house, ostensibly because these takes have always made so many people so angry. And I call my bosses at CBS, and they say, you have to call the police. So I call the police come over, and they take it seriously. And the police are so nice, and they say, listen, we're going to take it, we're going to fingerprint it, but we're also going to send patrols by your house. And I say, thank you, and they leave. And I go inside, and I am just gripped with fear. Because at the time, it's 2016, so I have an 18-year-old, 6'2" black son who's in high school, who's always over at the house with his friends, and I say, I just signed up for the cops to come by this house. That is a tax that black families and black people have to deal with that most white families never consider. Go forward. 6 months after that, my son calls me. He's at Whataburger, 5 minutes from our house, panicked. I don't know what to do. What happened? He's there with his friends. This lady came in. She accused us of breaking into her car. We've just been sitting here. She said she's calling the cops. Should we leave? I don't know what to tell him. Do you leave and then flee and pretend, or do you stay and have a guaranteed interaction with the police? Smash cut. 3 months later, I've moved. I'm in LA. I'm commuting back and forth. My son calls me on a Saturday morning. Says, Mom's mad at me because I was so late last night. I haven't told her what happened. I think she'd be scared. What happened? She was walking through our neighborhood, home from his great friend Lucas's house. Sheriff's deputy comes by, fits the description. Home invasion suspect. He's on the curb with 5 cars come up. 5 big, giant sheriff's SUVs. Running his name. Where do you live? Why don't you have ID? Because he's a damn kid. And I don't care the folks that try to manipulate the statistics and say, well, actually, your odds of being killed by the police that's not what it is. Either you have empathy and the ability to understand that for black Americans, that is the tax they have to pay every day. That their kids don't get to be full-blown kids once they're 8, 9 years old. Tamir Rice was 12, can't play with those toys no more. That you've got to tell your sons and daughters, but particularly your sons, teach them 10 and 2, yes sir, no sir, doesn't. You in theory you have constitutional rights, but those only exist once you get home. In the face of an interaction with the police, you get yourself out of there as quickly as possibly. You call me, you do what you can, and it's just so goddamn scary. And I'm a well-to-do white guy. And it's just so frustrating that people don't see it. and they don't care. And even when they see it, when Jacob Blake gets shot 7 times in the back, people will go online and explain why, well, maybe he had it coming, or maybe he wasn't that good of a guy. And so I appreciate the NBA trying to bring this to the forefront, but it's just too much.
All right. Hold on though, real quick. Sorry, I mean we gonna be watching little stuff. I'm gonna get into it, but just keep that in your mind, man. Like what he's talking about his son, the way they interact with him. Keep all that stuff in your mind, man. What he had to say, keep it in your mind. I think this is prior to what he just said. Now this is the beginning. Oh, it's like the middle of this whole take. Brandon Marshall's already spoke. This guy's already spoke. But just listen.
Yeah, I'm just incredibly sad. And, you know, Brandon, you just said, and listen, I apologize on the front end. We're going to get through this show. I'm going to do my best. You said, what seat do you occupy? And the seat I occupy is I'm a dad. I take this job incredibly seriously. I think everybody knows that. I love this job so much. But ultimately, what I am a representation of my family and the people I love. And listen, I'm cloaked in all the privilege one can have. A white guy, public figure, came from a stable background, all that. But I got a 22-year-old, 6'4", incredibly handsome, big, intimidating to others black son, and a 15-year-old, beautiful black daughter who came to me yesterday in the kitchen talking about she was riding her bike yesterday past the cops and turned and went in the other direction. Past the cops and turned and went in the other direction. And I only say that in the context of this because I just thank the NBA players for doing what they can to try to make the world a better place for all of us and for our kids and our families. Because what America has unfortunately shown so clearly is there is a giant segment of the population that their care or concern with black people goes as far as they are willing to entertain them. And so you have some of the most powerful black people in America withholding what many people view as their only value to America. And I don't know what the end game here is, but I do know that many of these guys went to bed Sunday night, as I did, with the final images we saw on our phone was a man being shot in the back 7 times. And we woke up Wednesday morning, and the first information we got was some teenage vigilante had gone and murdered a couple people in the protests. And in the meantime, what we saw on our phones was folks trying to justify both instances. Justify the murder of Jacob Blake and justify the murder of the alleged murder that the Kyle Rittenhouse did. And it is
Trying to justify. Let's keep going first. Hold on. I'm jumping the gun.
so incredibly tough to ask 20 to 20 something to 30 something year old athletes, listen, it's on you to help move America forward. But no one else is stepping up in this void, and so it falls, as it very often has, on them. And so I appreciate the sacrifices they're making, and I hope that for folks that don't have a personal connection to what's going on, they understand that for many people, this is a life and death moment and a concern for the people you love that shakes you to your core. And so I don't know if anything I said there, Wilds, made any sense, but that's my reaction this morning.
All right. Take what he said. Excuse me. Take what he said and just let that sink in. Right? Really let that sink in. Going back over here to this. He receives a death threat. He's a public figure. You know, he's probably said some stuff that's pissed people off. These weirdos think they have, you know what I'm saying, some kind of rights to say and talk to these people however they want to. Whether you're an analyst, any kind of public speaker, an athlete themselves, and you're a fan or quote unquote a supporter, people think they can just do whatever the hell they want to do, right? But that's not what we're talking about. He got to take it serious, calls the police in, blase. We're going to take care of it. We also going to bring squad cars around the house, basically. Walks in, he's like, oh crap. That's what I'm assuming he's saying. He had an oh shit moment. I just signed up to have the police come around my house with my black son. And black daughter, obviously, but my black son. And lo and behold, 6 months later, issue happens, right? I mean, right up the street, it could have been those guys, could not, but an issue happens. That's what the fuck people be talking about, bro. That's that moment, that stuff is what people be talking about. They in Whataburger, chilling, cold chilling, bro. Listen, when I tell you that shit hits home, we used to be in Whataburger in my hometown, straight cooling. Get food, get drinks, going, sit in the whatever you call it, the little eat area, dining area, hang out, chill, laugh, chill out all night, man. I mean, 1 or 2 hours, go outside, 20 minutes, 30 minutes pass by. All right, man, I'm going to catch y'all later, go home. Nothing, no other kid anywhere didn't do. There was always issues. Cops want to come question. Somebody pull up, they want to get on the phone and, hey, blah, 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 this happened. Ain't nobody doing shit at all. Trust me, I've done my fair share of mischief. Trust me. But at those times, no. Got it? You know what I'm saying? Like, you chilling. He's chilling. And he calls his dad, Nick Wright, who just so happens to be white. And obviously he kind of sees both sides with him being white and his son, and he does not know what to tell his son. Well, you can't leave because now you look guilty. But if you stay, I'm putting my own child in a situation where I don't know if he's going to get out of it. Knowing what we know now about the police. And don't come, and he talked about that with the fucking statistics of, well, more white people die from cops than black folks every year. That's a fallacy, because if that was the truth, I said the truth. Damn. If that was the truth, then the rate would be the same when it is not. Check the numbers. Of course there's more white people that die. I mean, it sounds rough to say, but there should be, because there's so many more. That's why you get the majority and minority from. We are a minority, but we are getting killed at an alarming rate. That's the thing. And for bullshit reasons. Keep that straight. Got it? So he doesn't know what to decide about what to do with his goddamn son. What do you do? I have a son. I don't know what I would do in that scenario. Like, that's a fucked up situation. Like he said, that's a tax on the black community that the white community don't have to deal with. Keep it 100. They just it's not the same. It's not the same. When black people are going to jail, getting killed in the streets for stuff we see daily, weekly, all the time on social media and the news, white people do it and get away with it. Nothing damn happens. That's the issue we're having. So, but hold on, I'm not done. I just think that's sad. Because like I said, I have a son. A black son. Who's black and Puerto Rican. He already got dreads in his hair right now. So, it's going to come. But I don't want to jump the gun to what I really want to say. I want to show this other video. Because I think, well, these other two videos. So, we gonna go here.
You're on TV. You made money. The measure of a man is not what he does for himself. What can he do for the people that cannot be seen, that cannot do for themselves? Kenny has a voice. Kenny has a platform. The NBA players have voices, have platforms. So do the NFL.
Yep.
And they're saying the communities that you see, that's where we come from. And had I not been able to jump high, run fast, hit a ball far, that could have been me. That never leaves your psyche.
Yep, I got
That never leaves your psyche.
All right, we gonna get here in a second, right? You know how true that is, bro? Like, so the stuff we see, the reason why these athletes and people, celebrities, well-off people are speaking out about it so adamantly, boycotting, putting their careers on the line, is those are the same places they come from. A majority of these people didn't grow up in Hollywood or fucking well-off places, kind of like what Nick Wright said. He did, but a lot of these people did not. Especially black. We're not afford that luxury most of the damn time. Not complaining about it. Now, there's reasons, underlying reasons for that, I believe, but still not complaining about it. It is what it is. But that's why these people, they know what the fuck's going on. They grew up through it and just so happened to get out of it. If you not fast, not big, not tall, strong, catch a ball, hit a ball, throw a ball, I mean, that's a lot of, not the only way, that's how people, you know what I'm saying? That's how they get out of that scenario. I know a lot of people that was very smart, but didn't have the tools to get out. And that's a whole nother conversation we can have at another day. But that's the thing. Got it? And what he was saying and what he said, I only showed that part because this video already gonna be long as fuck. So I don't want it to be too long, god damn it. And what he said prior to that, you know, the whole Kenny Smith situation, which we talked about, the boycott the last a few days ago, and Kenny Smith walking off. We talked about it on the podcast, which will be up soon. But what I don't want to get lost in the podcast, because there's so many voices and we're going so fast, is we get it. I get it. You know, somebody has to speak up, and I thank them for it. Got it? Because the way that you get changed is really nothing's gonna happen unless you fuck with these guys' money. I pray and hope. Got it? Because I'm gonna get into the last scenario, which I think we're headed towards, and I wish we don't, like, because that's gonna be really bad. Got it? But you're measured off of what you'll give up for somebody else. He's correct. Like, I'm honored. I'm glad they did it. Because a lot of those players aren't LeBron James, who's going to get money. You know what I'm saying? Already got this check and these other sources of income coming in. They giving that up. And you know, they can't take that for granted. You know what I'm saying? So I thank them for that. Now, like I said in the podcast, what y'all are here is, was it enough? I don't think it was enough. I mean, they boycotted for a day or two, and that was it. Like, no. I wish they would have stand their ground and just say, you know what, until a change happens, we're not playing. But that's a lot to ask. You know what I'm saying? That's selfish. So I get it, man. And I guess they came to an agreement. That's fine too. So I don't want those two things to kind of go against each other, because it sounds like it's supposed to. Like, no, I thank you for boycotting and putting this out there. But like Nick Wright said, it's so much. I don't know what a day or two is going to do. I really don't. Now, I'm gonna play this video of LeBron James, and I'm gonna tell you why I do not agree and why I think a change needs to happen immediately before bad things happen.
I know people get tired of hearing me say it, but we are scared as Black people in America. Black men, Black women, Black kids, we are terrified, because you don't know. You have no idea. You have no idea how that cop that day left the house. You don't know if he woke up on the good side of the bed. You don't know if he woke up on the wrong side of the bed. You don't know if he had an argument at home with a significant other. You know, if one of his kids said something crazy to him and he left the house steaming. Or maybe he just left the house saying that today is going to be the end for one of these Black people. That's what it feels like. Guns are a huge issue in America. They're not used for just hunting, you know, that a lot of people do for sport. You know, right now, for Black people right now, we are hunting. We think it's you hunting us, unfortunately.
All right. Yeah. I'm going to tell y'all why I 100% understand what he's talking about. But at this point in my life, with everything that's going on, I disagree. I disagree with that, because I am not scared as a Black man in the United States. I am not scared as a Black father or terrified in the United States. I am not. Now, am I cautious? Absolutely. But I'm done being scared. I'm done. Right? And that's not to say that I'm don't get it twisted. I'm not saying like, oh, I don't see racism. Trust me, y'all done heard me talk already. There's racism every day in here. Colleague of mine was just talking the other day how a person he works with is calling him a thug because he's tall, big guy, big strong guy with a little bit of hair on his head with some tattoos. That make you a thug? Now, we ain't gonna go there because I want to stay on topic, but just let y'all know, I'm not saying I don't see racism at all or it doesn't affect me in my life and blase, because trust me, it does. The reason why I'm saying I'm done being scared or I'm not scared, I'm not terrified as being Black in America is because I refuse to live my life that way. And I'm going to put precautions in my life. Well, they're already there, but you know, and I'm also prepared myself to what may or may happen. Got it? Because I've had these altercations with the cops. In the age I am now, and younger. Got it? I'm done. I'm completely done with it. I'm not scared. And whatever happens, happens. And I'm not going to just go down without a fight. You feel me? That's what I'm getting at. I need you to understand this. Got it? I agree with LeBron James saying. I just disagree with I'm being terrified. I also disagree with, as a whole, we're going from being terrified to some people in the black community are saying, F this. We not living that way. We already had, rest in peace, Nip. Shout out to YG. Stay dangerous. I pray this doesn't happen. And this is what I wanted to get off. I hope for change, because we've done peaceful in the past. We've tried to collaborate. We've done the riots and stuff. So the next step is people are going to start fighting back, and communities are going to start fighting back. And I'm not saying that's the right thing. I'm not saying I promote that. What I'm saying is that's the route that it's going. You get it? That's where we're headed. And unfortunately, people are going to pass away. And I ain't talking about the pandemic that's going on. Nah. People are going to end up passing away on both sides. And I pray for this country that does not happen. Because when it does, I don't know how it's going to be contained. I don't. And like I said, I didn't want to make this video. You ask my wife. I've been saying this part for a year or two now. Like, things are getting worse, not better. And my generation, even the older generation, like, people are getting fed up. And when people get fed up, they start doing other stuff. You understand? So I really don't want that to happen. But I can tell you, like I said, I'm not scared. You know what I'm saying? I refuse to live my life in fear. Not like that. And I'm whatever happens, it is what it is. Like, I'm not letting my family live that way. I refuse to be scared of these fucking cops, or I gotta turn this way, and because this group right here might not want me going over there. I refuse to fucking do it. I paid too much of a price, man. I put too much work into my life to live that way. And most people have. My folks have been through too much shit. Fuck it. Too much shit to live that way, man. And I mean, I just don't want I don't want where we're going, where it looks like we're going, to happen, because it's gonna be bad for everybody, man. That was my little rant. I could keep going. Y'all gonna hear us talk about it a little bit in the podcast. Yeah, we got to do better. Everybody got to do better. Shout out to Nick Wright. Shout out to NBA and LeBron James. Shout out to Shannon Sharp. Everybody standing with us, man. Salute.